International Harvester didn't just build tractors. For generations, it defined farming itself. At the turn of the 20th century, agriculture was changing fast. Farms were growing larger, labor was scarce, and farmers needed machines they could depend on. Not experiments, not luxuries, but tools that worked day after day. International Harvester emerged at the center of that transformation. Formed in 1902 through the merger of major agricultural equipment companies, International Harvester was built on scale, experience, and ambition. It produced not only tractors but plows, harvesters, engines, and equipment that touched nearly every part of farm life. By the early decades of the century, its red machines were everywhere. Across the Midwest, across the Great Plains, across farms that relied on them season after season. International Harvester tractors earned a reputation for strength and durability. They were built heavy, built to last, built for farmers who couldn't afford downtime. For many, owning an International Harvester wasn't just a purchase, it was a commitment. By mid-century, the company stood at the top of American agriculture. It was one of the most powerful names in farming equipment anywhere in the world. But dominance can create blind spots. As farming advanced, new pressures began to build. Technology evolved. Farmers demanded more efficient machines. Competitors invested heavily in innovation, marketing, and dealer support. International Harvester remained confident in its legacy, perhaps too confident. Rising production costs began to strain the company. Labor disputes disrupted operations. New designs were slower to arrive, while competitors pushed forward with modernized tractors, improved hydraulics, and greater efficiency. The industry was changing, but International Harvester struggled to change with it. Margins tightened, debt grew, and decisions that once seemed manageable began to compound. What had once been the company's greatest strength, its massive scale, became a burden. Large factories were expensive to operate. Complex product lines were difficult to modernize quickly. Meanwhile, farming itself was becoming less forgiving. Smaller farms disappeared. Larger operations demanded cutting-edge machinery. And loyalty alone was no longer enough to hold market share. By the late 20th century, the pressure became impossible to ignore. International Harvester began selling off divisions. Entire parts of the company were dismantled or absorbed by others. The tractor business that once defined the brand was no longer sustainable in its original form. Eventually, the empire that had shaped American farming for generations lost its throne. Yet the story didn't end in total disappearance. International Harvester tractors still run today, still plow fields, still start on cold mornings. They remain symbols of a time when farming valued strength over speed, endurance over efficiency. International Harvester didn't fall because it failed to matter. It fell because the world it helped build moved faster than it could follow. Its legacy lives on, not as a warning against ambition, but as a reminder that even giants must adapt or risk being left behind by progress.